Michel Serres, the Troubadour of Knowledge. Preface. Secularism. Back from the inspection of his lunar lands, Harlequin, Emperor, appears on stage for a press conference. What marvels did he see in traversing such extraordinary places? The public is hoping for wondrous eccentricities. No, he responds to the questions that are fired at him. Everywhere, everything is just as it is here, identical in every way to what one can see ordinarily on the terraqueous globe, except that the degrees of grandeur and beauty change. Disappointed, the audience cannot believe its ears. Elsewhere must surely be different. Was he incapable of observing anything in the course of his voyage? At first silent, dumbfounded, they begin to stir once Harlequin pedantically repeats his lesson. Nothing new under the sun or on the moon. The word of King Solomon precedes that of the satellite potentate. There is nothing more to be said, no need for commentary. Whether royal or imperial, whoever wields power, in fact, never encounters in space anything other than obedience to his power, thus his law. Power does not move. When it does, it strides on a red carpet. Thus, reason never discovers beneath its feet anything but its own rule. Haughtily, Harlequin looks the spectators up and down with ridiculous disdain and arrogance. From the middle of the class, which is becoming unruly, a true and troublesome wit rises and extends his hand to designate the Harlequin's cape. "Hey," he cries, "you who say that everywhere everything is just as it is here, can you also make us believe that your cape is the same in every part? For example, in front, as it is on the back?" Shocked, the public no longer knows whether to be silent or to laugh. And in fact, the king's clothing announces the opposite of what he claims. A motley composite made of pieces, of rags or scraps of every size and 1,000 forms and different colors, of varying ages from different sources, badly basted, inharmoniously juxtaposed, with no attention paid to proximity, mended according to circumstance, according to need, accident, and contingency. Does it show a kind of world map? A map of the comedian's travels, like a suitcase studded with stickers? Elsewhere, then, is never like here. No part resembles any other. No province could be compared to this or that one, and all cultures are different. The map come greatcoat belies what the king of the moon claims. Gaze with all your eyes at this landscape, zebrine, tigroid, iridescent, shimmering, embroidered, distressed, lashed, lacunar, spotted like an ocelot, colorfully patterned, torn up, knotted together, with overlapping threads, worn fringe, everywhere unexpected, miserable, glorious, so magnificent it takes your breath away and sets your heart beating. Powerful and flat, speech, monotonous, reigns and vitrifies space. Superb in its misery, this improbable garment dazzles. The derisory emperor, who chatters like a parrot, is enveloped in a world map of badly bracketed multiplicities.
Wow.
Pure and simple language, or a composite and badly matched garment, glistening, beautiful like a thing. Which to choose? Are you dressed in the roadmap of your travels? Says the perfidious wit. Everyone titters. The king is caught out and discomfited. Harlequin quickly figured out the only escape from the ridicule his position invites. All he can do is to take off the coat that belies him. He gets up, hesitating, looks, gaping, at the panels of his outfit, then devoutly looks at his public, then looks again at his coat, as if seized with embarrassment. The audience laughs a bit foolishly. He takes his time. Everyone waits. The Emperor of the Moon finally makes up his mind. Harlequin gets undressed. After much grimacing and graceless contortion, he finally lets the motley coat drop to his feet. Another iridescent envelope then appears. He was wearing another rag beneath the first veil. Disconcerted, the audience laughs again. Thus it is necessary to start again, because the second envelope, similar to the coat, is composed of new pieces and old bits. It's impossible to describe the second tunic without repeating, like a litany, tigroid, iridescent, zebrine, studded. Harlequin keeps getting undressed. Another shimmering dress, a new embroidered tunic, then a kind of striated veil appear successively, and still another colorfully patterned body stalking and spotted like an ocelot. The audience guffaws, increasingly stupefied. Harlequin never gets to his last outfit, while the one before last resembles the anti-penultimate as closely as could be desired, motley, composite, torn up. Harlequin is wearing a thick layer of these harlequin coats. Indefinitely, the naked retreats beneath the masks, and the living beneath the doll, or the statue, swollen with the bits of cloth. Certainly the first coat makes the juxtaposition of pieces visible, but the multiplicity, the overlap of successive implied envelopes, shows and also conceals it. Onion, artichoke. The harlequin never ceases to shed his layers, or to peel off his knotted capes. The public never stops laughing. All of a sudden, silence, seriousness, even gravity descends on the audience. The king is naked. Discarded, the last screen has just fallen. Stupefaction. Tattooed, the Emperor of the Moon exhibits a colorfully patterned skin, more a medley of colors than skin. His whole body looks like a fingerprint, like a painting on a curtain. The tattooing, striated, iridescent, embroidered, damasked, shimmering, is an obstacle to looking, as much as the clothing or the coats that fall to the ground. Let the last veil fall and the secret be revealed. It is as complicated as all the barriers that protected it. Even the harlequin's skin belies the unity presumed in what he says, because it, too, is a harlequin's coat. The audience tries to laugh again, but it can't anymore. Perhaps the man should strip himself. Whistles, jeers. Can someone be asked to skin himself? The audience has seen. It holds its breath. You could hear a pin drop. The harlequin is only an emperor, even a derisory one. The harlequin is only a harlequin, multiple and diverse, undulating and plural, when he dresses and gets undressed. Thus named and titled, because he protects himself, defends himself, and hides multiply indefinitely. Suddenly, the spectators as a whole have managed to see right through the whole mystery. Here he is now, unveiled and delivered, defenseless to intuition. Harlequin is a hermaphrodite, a mixed body, male and female. Scandalized, the audience is moved to the point of tears. The naked androgyne, or androgen, mixes genders so that it is impossible to locate the vicinities, the places or borders where the sexes stop and begin. A man lost in a female mixed with a male. This is how he or she shows him/herself, as a monster. Monster? A sphinx, beast and girl, centaur, male and horse, unicorn, chimera, composite and mixed body. Where and how to locate the site of suture or of blending, the groove where the bond is knotted and tightens, the scar where the lips, the right and the left, the high and the low, but also the angel and the beast, the vain, modest, or vengeful victor, and the humble or repugnant victim, the inert and the living, the miserable and the very rich, the complete idiot and the vivacious fool, the genius and the imbecile, the master and the slave, the emperor and the clown are joined. A monster, certainly, but normal. What shadow must be cast aside now in order to reveal the point of juncture? Harlequin-hermaphrodite uses both hands. He is not ambidextrous, but a completed left-hander. You could see this clearly when he undressed, his capes twirling on both sides. He was adroit, even on the left. The charms of childhood, combined with the wrinkles proper to the old, made one wonder about his age, adolescent or dotard. But above all, when the skin and flesh appeared, the whole world discovered his mixed origin, mulatto, half-caste, Eurasian, hybrid in general, and on what grounds? Quadroon? Octoroon? And if he was not playing the king, even as comedy, one would have the urge to say bastard, or mongrel, crossbreed, mixed blood, mestizo or mestiza, diluted. What could the current, tattooed, ambidextrous monster, hermaphrodite, and half-breed make us see now under his skin? Yes, flesh and blood. Science speaks of organs, functions, cells, and molecules, to admit finally that it's been a long time since life has been spoken of in laboratories. But it never says flesh, which very precisely designates the mixture of muscles and blood, skin and hairs, bones, nerves, and diverse functions, which thus mixes what the relevant disciplines analyze. Life throws the dice, or plays cards. Harlequin discovers, in the end, his flesh. Combined, the mixed flesh and blood of the Harlequin are still quite likely to be taken for a Harlequin coat. Quite some time ago, a number of spectators left the room, tired of failed dramatic moments, irritated with this turn from comedy to tragedy, having come to laugh and been disappointed at having to think. Some, doubtless specialists in their field, had even understood, on their own, that each portion of their knowledge also looks like Harlequin's coat, because each works at the intersection or the interference of many other disciplines, and, sometimes, of almost all of them. In this way, their academy, or the encyclopedia, formally joined Commedia dell'arte. Now then, when everybody had his back turned, and the oil lamps were giving signs of flickering out, and it seemed that this evening the improvisation had ended up being a flop, someone suddenly called out, as if something new were playing in a place where everything had, that evening, been a repetition, so that the public as a whole turned back as one, all looking toward the stage, violently illuminated by the dying fires of the footlights. "Pierrot! Pierrot!" the audience cried. "Pierrot lunaire!" In the very same spot where the Emperor of the Moon had stood was a dazzling, incandescent mass, more clear than pale, more transparent than wan, lily-like, snowy, candid, pure, and virginal, all white. "Pierrot! Pierrot!" cried the fools again as the curtain fell. As they filed out, they were asking, how can the thousand hues of an odd medley of colors be reduced to their white summation? Just as the body, the learned responded, assimilates and retains the various differences experienced during travel, and returns home a half-breed of new gestures and other customs, dissolved in the body's attitudes and functions, to the point that it believes that as far as it is concerned, nothing has changed. So the secular miracle of tolerance, of benevolent neutrality, welcomes, in peace, just as many apprenticeships, in order to make the liberty of invention, thus of thought, spring forth from them. That's the end of the preface.
Oh, that's wonderful.
I was thinking of when it started. Yeah, I was thinking when it started of Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are dead, where Rosencrantz is the collective person in human design, and Guildenstern's the individual, and Rosencrantz is going, Guildenstern, aren't you so excited to go to the new town and the new restaurants and see the new people and all that? And then Guildenstern replies, but Rosencrantz, it's the same sky.
2 margaritas, salt, up.
Isn't that? Yeah, make it 3.
3? Oh, his is going to be on rocks.
Oh.
He has a shower beer, and he's going to take a cold shower.
I'm going to take a cold shower, too.
Am I interrupting?
We're just recording for my YouTube. You want to say hi?
Hello, YouTube.
We just read from Michel Serres, The Troubadour of Knowledge. Thanks for watching.